Hello everybody, my name's Nick, and on this channel I talk about spirituality, a wide variety of different issues associated with the New Age movement, and so on and so forth. I've kind of built up a bit of popularity when talking about things of a vaguely supernatural nature, but I wanted to try and change some of the things I've been doing just a little, in terms of things which are, good for people, and I was actually thinking of tackling the subjects of health and general well-being. As I'm sure you've seen in the more random history of this channel, I've spoken about cooking, for instance, and I've actually demonstrated a few very simple dishes. I've also mentioned the making of tofu and all that kind of fun stuff. But there's something which has happened to me recently which I want to tell you about, which again I'm not all that happy in talking about. It's a bit of an icky subject. I know if you've been following this channel for a while, you know I did a very short video telling you that I, once in a while when I need to, like when I've got a bit of bad indigestion, I occasionally take an enema at home using filtered water, which has been warmed to the right temperature, namely about 39 degrees Celsius. I've been reading on and off about these things called Parasite cleanses for about 6 months or more, probably a little more now actually. And I wasn't too sure whether I should actually put any, invest any time or effort or energy into these things. But I decided to give one of them a go recently, using this particular product, which is an alcohol-free tincture. It says here, Nature's Answer Black Walnut and Wormwood Combination Extract. It's also supposed to have cloves in it, as well as the black walnut and the wormwood. The reason that I was motivated to give this stuff a go and to take it seriously was because our cat unfortunately had a dose of worms, and I thought, wouldn't it be good if I could protect myself? I had some of this in the cupboard just in case something like this occurred, or indeed if I was thinking about doing a parasite cleanse myself. So I started taking it. It says in the instructions, take 1 to 2 milliliters per day in a little water. May be increased to 1 to 2 milliliters up to 3 times per day if required. Now, the cat got worms. I was concerned. I wanted to protect myself. I started using this. The last time I tried to use this particular tincture, I think I probably used a bit too much, a bit too quickly, and my digestive problems was a bit extreme. This time I took 7 drops in water 3 times a day on the first day. I then upped that to about 15 drops 3 times a day, and then I upped that the next day to, I think it was 1 whole eyedropper, okay, 3 times a day. At about the 3rd day, essentially, I passed solids, and the solids I passed looked very different and seemed to have things in them. The fact of the matter is that whether this is something which I've been carrying inside myself for a while, or whether it's something I caught from the cat, difficult to say, but I think it probably is something I've been carrying in my body for a while. This stuff was getting it out of my system. I also noticed on one day, I think it's about day 3, kind of like a very long hair coming out from under my eyelid. Very long, silvery, thin hair, which didn't look like any form of hair that a human has, and it's slightly thicker than the hair, and basically it's quite likely that that was another variety of worm as well. Some websites out there make the claim that between 80 and 90% of the human population, which means you of course, has some form of parasite in your body, and some of them could be more detrimental than others. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner at all. But what I'm going to do for myself personally is to continue with this treatment. Believe the idea is that you build up your dosage for the first week, and then on the second week you keep it at that stable amount of 2 eyedroppers, namely 2 milliliters, 3 times a day, each dose taken 30 minutes before a meal. And then you stop for a week prior to doing exactly the same again for another 2 weeks. Okay? And you do like about 3 or 4 cycles the first time on your first parasite cleanse, and then after that you can just do your cleansing maybe 1 or 2 times a year as required, being of course, or apparently I should say, 2 cycles of this stuff. I've also got another order of diatomaceous earth coming my way, so I can use that during the times between various different stuff. Now, I don't know where I'm getting these things from. Some websites and some YouTube videos suggest you can catch Parasite just through shaking somebody's hand. I travel on public transport, maybe that's, I'm getting it from the buses and from the trains and that sort of thing. Or maybe from some of the people I bump into. Now, I don't go to really germy places. I don't go to bars or all the rest of that. Occasionally I might go out to a restaurant with family or with friends, but that's quite rare. Okay, yes, I am a meat eater. Maybe that's got something to do with it. But, I mean, it could be from anywhere. It could be from your gardening, it could be from walking barefoot in the garden. You could pick stuff up absolutely anywhere and everywhere. And that's probably why, even though in the Western world where we have purified, chlorinated water, and food which has preservatives in it, there's still the possibility of you getting something. So maybe I should be charting my progress with dealing with things such as infections and parasites and what I'm doing for my health and other things I'm looking into. Now, I've got no faith whatsoever in the Hulda-Clark electrical zapping treatments for parasites. I think that the thesis behind that is absolutely not very good. I've even listened to an audio recording of the whole of her book, The Cure for All Ills, and I was just sitting there going, no, no. But as far as using these herbs in this combination, which has a proven medical history of dealing with stuff, that's something which my body has shown me, alright, is actually does do something. So I'm going to see what happens. I mean, my ideas are that if you can remove one negative, adding positive things to your life, like good diet, good nutrition, good exercise, good sleep patterns, brilliant. But what about taking away the negatives? What about taking away the things which are holding you back, or putting like an extra load on your immune system, or on your internal organs' ability to function healthily? Alright? Surely there's a balance there. You need all your macronutrients, micronutrients, you need your exercise. And also, if that's good, what about taking all the other crap away? And maybe this, as well as diatomaceous earth used in the right way, would actually help to improve general all-round health. I'm going to look into more of these things with the passage of time and tell you what I find out. Or indeed, let me be honest, what I think as an individual and not as a professional medical practitioner. Thank you for watching.